Welcome to the Sports Business Classroom audio experience. Today's guest is Jackson Weber. Jackson is currently a student athlete at Vanguard University and interning at Hall Pass Media, all while balancing his business, PinoyPlug. Along with his partner Gabe, their business is based around selling footwear and apparel to professional athletes. We get into the beginnings of their business and how they were able to leverage their relationships to elevate their clientele while keeping integrity. PinoyPlug has placed some of the best athletes, such as Von Miller, Richard Sherman, Keenan Allen, and so much more. I was excited to speak with Jackson due to the nature of his business, selling hype shoes and clothing. As someone who's had experience in it, I love listening to how they have kept it going in a market that is ever changing while increasing customers. It's super impressive. Not everyone has a linear path in life, including sports. We have seen the evolution of off-the-court opportunities for players in different areas in business, but something that has become a staple in today's game, and it happens before even players hit the court: the infamous tunnel photos. From the fits to the lenses taking the photos, every game is a chance for fans globally to see players express themselves. Hi, my name is Alicia Solomon, and I'm an SBC Alumni class of 2021. As someone who transitioned into a new career, SBC expanded my idea of possibilities in the realm of sports. In this series, we'll explore how fashion and photography intersect to allow creativity in sports. I'm so excited for you guys to listen along on this journey, and hopefully you can take away some insightful tips from the professionals. So let's get into my conversation with Jackson. All right, Jackson, thank you for joining me today. I want to start off with, how old are you? And where are you from originally?
Perfect. Thank you for having me on, Alicia. I'm excited to do this. I'm 23 years old. I'm from Seattle, Washington originally, and now I'm down in Orange County for school, and then now my current internship opportunity. So I moved out of Seattle and down here full time for the most part.
Okay. So what school do you go to?
So I go to a really small Christian school. I'd be impressed if anybody knows. It's called Vanguard University. We're right in the heart of Costa Mesa, Newport Beach area. I actually play baseball there. That's kind of part of the reason why I came down. It was always my dream to play college baseball in California. So very thankful and blessed that I got that opportunity.
Nice. So how long have you been playing baseball?
Pretty much whole life, started T-ball probably 5-6 years old, and just kind of took it and ran with it. Played a couple other sports growing up, golf, soccer, basketball. Didn't last too long in those until I kind of took baseball and ran with it. Yeah.
Nice. So you are currently interning at SBC Hall Pass Media. Can you tell me a little bit about your experience and how long have you been interning there?
Yeah, so this is going on my second week now. So I'm just kind of meeting everybody, getting integrated into all the exciting projects they got going on here. It's definitely been a great experience, and I'm looking forward to building on it, building more, and just kind of continue that learning, because that's just, I want to go into the sports management, sports industry post-college. So I'm definitely just here to soak up everything I can and just, be as useful as possible.
So what year are you in college?
So this is actually my 6th year at Vanguard. I came in redshirted my first year. And then the second year was my COVID year. So I ended up getting 2 years eligibility back for that. Was able to graduate with my business degree on time. And then just recently, this past fall, started my organizational psychology master's program. And, in the middle of that, got summer classes, managing this internship and everything. But, it's a blessing.
Nice. So you are from Seattle, which is one of the hometown of all of the Hoopers. You got Jamal Crawford, Isaiah Thomas, guys like that. So tell me a little bit about being in Seattle, watching basketball, and then now going into sports. Did any of that have any input in what you wanted to do in the sports media or sports industry world?
Yeah, absolutely. My dad actually grew up. He had Sonics tickets until they moved off, unfortunately. So definitely got to watch a few Sonics games. kind of those early years of Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Nick Collison. Those were kind of the guys I first started watching. And then kind of those big developmental years were when the Seahawks were really coming in strong. The Legion of Boom and winning the Super Bowl were kind of my peak sports moments growing up as a Seattle fan. And then just the resurgence of all the Hoopers now. You got Paolo, you got Tari Eason, Marjan Beauchamp, just a lot of them are starting to take over the league. I'm sure I'm missing a couple too. But it's just an exciting time. And I always, have a lot of pride for those Seattle basketball players, knowing that, I've kind of seen them growing up, followed them, because it is a pretty tight basketball community. And we always take pride in, our professional athletes that come out of Seattle.
Okay, so you have your business degree, you said in your bachelor's. What do you want to do with that degree? Why did you pursue it?
I just kind of always knew that business is, you can never go wrong with business. You're going to be able to have that background that you're going to know when you get into your job, you're going to know the business inside and out, and just kind of be able to apply yourself in any way that you see fit, whether that be, marketing or sales, kind of that business development operations side. There's just so many different ways you could go with business, and it's very applicable to a lot of different situations. And then kind of having my own business kind of started, that interest in kind of growing and learning what else is out there for business opportunities, and just that love of sports, kind of finding that perfect medium between business and sports as well.
So the reason why I have you on today is because you have a business with your partner. It's called PinoyPlug. So I want to let the listeners know a little bit about PinoyPlug, how it started, what's the meaning behind it.
Yeah. So PinoyPlug, our main presence is on Instagram. We're based around selling footwear, Nikes, Jordans, Adidas, and apparel, kind of that, the streetwear, all the hype stuff. And really what goes into that is we have a bunch of clients in the NFL, NBA, MLB, couple big music stars that consistently shop with us, consistently are looking for, the latest and greatest. And we try to supply them with that, give them the best experience possible. It's something that we didn't have this in mind when we started. We figured we'd just be, selling a couple shoes here and there. And then we really have grown into something we could never even have, believed or thought that this would be what it is today.
Nice. So I want to dial it back a little bit for the listeners. Can you explain what the reselling market is? Because what you're selling, to someone, you'd be like, why can't you just go in the store and get the shoes? How the market has changed into why you were successful and able to have a business.
Of course. Yeah. It's definitely, not everybody understands it, but, I guess the easiest way is, Jordans, they're, the hottest shoe. They have been since, Mike was playing in the league. Everybody, loves them. And, nowadays you can't just go into your mall, your, Nike store and buy a pair of Jordans. They sell out every time they release. And, when they do, people, obviously, since it sells out, it's limited, and other people that didn't get them want them. So you're able to mark up the price a little bit, sell them for more than you bought them, similar to, sports cards or other collectible hobbies. I mean, people have been reselling stuff essentially for forever now, but where our niche is and where we found success in is shoes. We've both kind of grew up, me and my partner, we both kind of grew up collecting shoes, liking shoes, studying, when these shoes are coming out, what the latest pair is, kind of the trends, seeing, everybody is really liking this model right now, or everybody is kind of gravitating to this style, this color of shoes. So we need to get kind of more, bring that styles in, and that's what's going to have success. So that's kind of a little background, and hopefully, the listeners can understand it from that perspective.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit more about you and your partner starting this business, because for someone who has been reselling, I've resold plenty of times before. I don't do it anymore, but it's a great side hustle. So for someone who's reselling, how did you and your partner start off doing reselling? Did you guys get the capital from your parents? Did you save up? Like, how did you start that process into reselling?
Yeah, so pretty much it's always, so me and my partner, his name's Gabe Feliciano, big shout out to him. I know Billy be listening later. Unfortunately, couldn't join us. Yeah, so we started off best friends. We grew up playing baseball together, everything like that. So we've been good friends for a long time, and it's I think that's what really is another thing of being successful, is that we have that friendship background. Yeah, basically started off. We would, we both had other jobs, working, restaurants, golf courses, wherever we could fit in, and from there. Especially in high school, you want to show up to school with the coolest shoes, with the latest kicks. And so, from there we would kind of go on OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace and try to find, anywhere where we felt was, a good deal on the latest shoes. They might be a little used. They might be, worn, required a little cleaning here and there. And from there, we would buy them and maybe wear them a couple of times to school. And then from there, it's like, all right, what's next? What's the next pair that's coming out? That's kind of a big thing in the fashion sneaker industry is, what's next? Everybody wants the latest and greatest. So once we were kind of done with that shoe, we were able to find ways to sell it. It started, relisting it back on OfferUp so we could kind of keep that capital. And sometimes, you make $20-$30 on a pair of shoes, and that's $20 to $30 you didn't have before, that you're able to keep reinvesting in your business. And I think that's was just a big key, is once we realized, hey, we don't necessarily need to wear the shoes. We could just turn around and sell it and keep reinvesting that capital and growing the business that way, is when we saw that success, and that maybe we didn't need to have that restaurant job anymore or something like that we could actually continue to stay stable in this kind of reselling game. So, yeah.
Nice. So what was the first shoe that you made, let's say, more than $20-$30 profit? Like, what was the first big shoe you were like, this can actually make me some real money?
Yeah. No, it definitely was the Concord 11s back in the day, not the most recent release. I believe
that had to be like 2012, 2011.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. Yeah. It was a while back, and that one was crazy. I remember going with Gabe down to Nike Town, Seattle, and waiting in the freezing cold in December. I think we got down there at probably 1 a.m. and waited till the store opened at 9 to secure a pair for myself and him. And next thing you know, they're selling for $400 or $500, and we paid $200, and we're like, all right, well, this could be something that, it's fun because we're friends, we're spending time together, and we're making a little bit of profit too at the end of the day.
Nice. So from that point on, and just to give a little background, I think around 2010 is when the market started to change in the sneaker community. So a lot of more sneakers were limited, like you stated earlier, and the market started to go up and up. And I think it hit the peak in the pandemic, 2020, 2021. I mean, my side hustle was making more than my actual job. So I understand the market and how it was going. So what made you continue on going? How did you even secure shoes?
Yeah, definitely there was at some point where we were focused on high school. I was focused on getting to that college athletics that we stopped for a little bit. It wasn't as prominent, but then once we came back into college, and just that with StockX and Go, I think those two marketplaces definitely changed the game. They kind of set a firm market on where each shoe could be sold at. Then we know, all right, we can't charge exponentially more, exponentially less. So I think that definitely changed the game and what you're talking about. And then from there, sneakers became harder and harder to get. Like you said, the limited additions. So that's when we looked kind of back into our OfferUp, our Facebook marketplace. There's other Instagram resellers that we know that have we've created strong connections with, that we feel comfortable purchasing from them, purchasing from OfferUp, and then turn it around to, because we have the bigger clients, the athletes, that the convenience factor and being able to ship the pair to them directly that same day, whereas a StockX or a Goat may take 2-3 weeks to get to them, is when we're able to get that profit kind of back without buying the pair for retail per se. Obviously, we still tried and a lot of times failed on getting shoes for retail nowadays, but still having that connection that we built with other resellers, with OfferUp sellers, stuff like that, was able to turn that into profit as well.
Nice. So your connections with other resellers were getting you pairs. So how do you now leverage that into your clientele and your athletes? So how did you even get your first athlete clientele? Like, what was that experience like?
So our first couple clients were just small college students at University of Washington, a couple of the basketball players, a couple of the football players. My partner, Gabe, he actually went to University of Washington, so he was able to form some connections there. We had some high school friends that played football on the team, so we were kind of able to get plugged into that community. And as a college athlete, there are some perks in that, the stipend checks that they were able to get. They were able to spend a little more money than the common college student. So building those relationships and getting those shoes to those guys just kind of grew. And I'd say our first kind of real NFL client was Dante Pettis. He's a draft pick out of UW, played for the 49ers originally. And it was actually a pretty funny story. He wanted a couple shoes, and we're like, all right, at the time he was a big draft pick, and we're like, all right, we could ship him these pairs, or we could find a way to go deliver him to him. And he was in San Francisco at the time. So me and Gabe, we packed up my car and we drove from Seattle to San Francisco that night to go drop off the shoes. Got there by lunchtime the next day, and then from there just turned right around and went home. So it was definitely it may not have been worth it to do all that in the present, but it's something that you kind of have to weigh those connections and those opportunities to that opportunity cost, where in the future, he's now a consistent client. He's somebody that will continually purchase shoes, apparel off us. So who knows, maybe if we would have shipped them to him, it wouldn't have created that connection. So that's definitely something that, we're always weighing if the opportunity is worth it.
How long was the drive?
That is, it's 18-hour drive. So
wow.
Yeah, it's definitely not recommended. And going back, I'm not sure if we would have done it again, but you have to place yourself in the you kind of have to give yourself the opportunity to be lucky. And I guess, we've from there, we've grown into a couple other of the more notable 49ers players because of that connection that we formed with Dante originally. And, he's been able to vouch for us and put us on to other players as well. And not sure if that would have happened if we just would have shipped him the shoes.
Right place, right time, and word of mouth is always one of the best things that are good for you in this market. So, I mean, hats off to both of you, because that's more than a day trip. That's like a 24-hour situation. But moving forward into clothes, because you not only sell shoes, you guys do hype clothes. And I want to kind of explain it to the listeners what that means in terms of hype, because it's all relative and subjective. But some of the brands that are out there, like Supreme, that have been around since like the 90s, you have Denim Tears, Chrome Hearts, which came back on the scene. There's a lot of clothing brands that are either limited in the States it's not everywhere, like stores are not everywhere around the country. So how do you guys get into selling the hype clothes, and how do you secure that as well?
Yeah, no, definitely. It's definitely more than shoes. All that, the fashion industry is a huge resale opportunity as well. And it just kind of was, I guess, a natural progression. We definitely started with shoes for the longest time, and more recently we started getting into clothes, and just especially being in Los Angeles, Orange County area, I should say. The fashion is definitely big here, so being able to have that opportunity to maybe drive up to LA and secure some of Chrome Hearts gallery department, that kind of higher end hype stuff is definitely huge, because there is clients, that, live in Texas or Florida, that might not have that opportunity to, go in store and shop what they want. So, being able to purchase and then showing them the options that, we could ship out same day is I guess an online shopping experience that a lot of our clients love to do, and seeing those multiple options and multiple colors and sizes and different hoodies and t-shirts and all that different apparel is definitely something that I'd say our clients enjoy, and it's not to say no sweat off our back, but if they don't want anything, then no worries, we could sell it on to the next guy. And we're dealing with a lot of specific sizes per se. It's not like not many NFL or NBA guys are wearing size small, so we don't have to worry about getting some of those smaller sizes, mostly in that bigger size, which may not sell out to the normal person as well. So it's definitely a bonus in that sense.
So do you guys do online? Do you have like a website domain, or do you just send pictures to your clients? Like, how do you make the sales?
Yeah, so we don't have a website at all. We're all through our Instagram, consistently DMing, talking, texting, calling guys, say, hey, just got this in, send them a picture. Do you want this? And then we kind of have our consistent clients, and then we're able to post on our story, get someone that swipes up that says, yo, I need this. Then just kind of close the deal from there. And then just, get it shipped out as soon as possible, so they could get it in their hands and wear it for whatever their next event, picture, whatever it may be. And getting that, seeing guys wear your something you sent them, whether they tag you, whether they don't tag you or not, it doesn't, it creates that kind of pride. And that's kind of definitely something that is fulfilling in this.
So do you guys tell your clients to plug or promo you? Because I know some people, when they are in this business and in that reselling industry, they would like for, other clients to get that word of mouth like that. So you just mentioned that you don't mind either way, but do you guys say, hey, if you want to, just add a little tag onto your Instagram post or whatever you guys are doing?
It's definitely a plus, and it's definitely kind of like a situation by situation basis. If we're sending something to, a superstar, it's not very likely that he's going to put that on our story, because, he has hundreds, thousands, millions of followers that, and he gets paid to, promote other things on his story. But if it's maybe a smaller end guy, somebody that's just getting into the league, or someone that we have a personal connection, we know personally, we've met him, delivered to him in hand, had that conversation, then, it's more likely that they'll put that on their story and promote it. So just kind of knowing the situation, and knowing kind of the opportunity and the relationship with the relationship that we have with that athlete is kind of where we feel comfortable asking or not asking.
Okay, so I want to kind of delve into you guys' business model, because you did mention StockX and Goat. And for our listeners out there, StockX and Goat are third-party websites that provide sneakers, apparel, handbags. There's a lot of different things. It extends watches.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many different collectibles that are on the reselling market. So how do you guys keep your business model the way it is? Do you actually look at StockX and go and say, hey, the market is set here, maybe we can set it here? Like, how do you leverage those kind of, discrepancies when you're selling?
Yeah, no, we are always checking the market. We don't want, any of our clients to feel like, oh, these guys are upcharging me this much. Like I could just go buy it here. We try to stay around those numbers, obviously StockX, and go add in fees and shipping and all that. So we could kind of avert that. And same with, those other resellers have to follow StockX too. So that's kind of where we could, make a little margin here and there, is when the other reseller doesn't want to pay those shipping and fees that it would take to sell on StockX or Goat. So we're able to get it for, the sticker price, and then go around and to the athletes factor in that shipping and authentication and transfer fees. So yeah, and then it's just like I said, if an athlete's buying 20, 15 pairs or apparel items, it might be we definitely could get a better price than if we're just shipping one item out. It's just kind of working with the clients to say, hey, maybe they have a budget of this, and then it's like, oh, well, here you could get this, and this for that price. And yeah, it's just always kind of keeping that constant communication, knowing where our margins are at, knowing what the most they're willing to pay, knowing where the market is at. It's just kind of that constant cycle and communication with our customers and between my partner and I.
So you mentioned something that I wanted to speak with you about is authentication. So StockX recently, in the past maybe year and a half, longer than that, but StockX has been through some situations that have come up in terms of their items not being authenticated. And so that market, in terms of how you look at it, it kind of can be skewed because you don't know what you're getting, even though they have someone that is authenticating it in Cleveland or wherever they're based out of. It still can come back to you and not be authentic. So how do you go through that process? Do you use any of those sites to get any products, or do you specifically go to stores, or you get it from your resellers, like you mentioned earlier, to authenticate those items so that you're giving your clients the best products?
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's definitely an unfortunate part of it. As of recently, all StockX has come under fire quite a bit for not living up to what they guarantee. And that's just something that we always have to be careful of, double checking, triple checking items, making sure that we're on our game and researching what to look for in the latest, unauthentic items and stuff like that. So it's just kind of a constant research and keeping up with where the game is at. And then, if we do need to buy an item off StockX or Goat because it is maybe more rare or something like that, once we get it in, we do our own checks and double check their work, because that's the last thing we want is a major problem, and that looks bad on our name if we're going around selling fake. So that's something that we take seriously. We have to double, triple check everything and run it through multiple eyes before we go through the process of shipping it out and making sure it gets to the client.
Nice. So let's delve into your business model a little bit, and how do you think it'll be successful moving forward? Because as the market is changing, we've seen a significant drop from like the pandemic, even from 10 years ago at this point now, and how the market is going. There's, shoes are not selling out as they used to. There's shoes that are sitting on shelves now. It's going back to 2009 and prior. So how do you see your business moving forward into the next 10 years, 5 years?
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely is something that's always changing. There's always going to be new shoes, new styles that are the most popular. So just kind of keeping updated with those trends. And then something that we've done semi recently, we've always, gone to clients, but we've had some successful pop-ups recently that we are looking to continue. We were out at Super Bowl weekend. We had an Airbnb out there, and we just kind of set up a personal shopping experience for these clients that were out in Super Bowl weekend. Brought a lot of celebrities and people that not just were only playing in the Super Bowl, but there for all the extra festivities. And we had a lot of success there, and I think people really like that in-person shopping experience. So we're looking. We've already had a couple other events at UW, partnering with University of Washington and setting up inside the locker room and just providing a personal shopping experience for them. So I think that's probably something we're looking to do more in the future. We know that Summer League is going to be a big opportunity to come through with that. A lot of the future stars are there, and everybody's in Vegas. So it's just kind of capturing those events and spots where you're going to have a lot of traffic, going to have a lot of people there. And from there, it's just getting people in your door, your hotel room, wherever it may be, to go through that experience and to find something they like and purchase it there on the spot. And it's a lot easier to sell somebody on the spot as opposed to over the phone. So that's kind of what we're looking to do coming up in the future. I can't say, if this is going to be a long-term thing or if it's, going to be a couple years, but yeah, I think that's what we're really looking forward to, taking the opportunity and the risk to go do that.
So how do you like that experience? Because it's different from, like you said, selling online. So what do you bring to those events? Like, how do you guys try to set the mood, set the vibe? Like, what's it looking like when you guys go into this personal shopping experience with PinoyPlug?
Yeah, no, it's definitely exactly like you said, setting the vibe, getting, the guys comfortable. You want to have everything, look aesthetically pleasing. You want to have it, going to Target and buying a $10 clothing rack could change the difference because you're able to hang and, put everything up so guys could see it. It's not, folded or just kind of set in random spots, just kind of going the extra step to really present it as something that is more luxury and more of a one-on-one experience. I would just say that having multiples of everything, we need to have a larger set of inventory when we go do these because, you don't know if something is going to sell out, and then that might be the piece that somebody wanted, and now they're not going to buy anything. So just having multiples of everything, being able to carry around, a lot of inventory per se is definitely a big thing. So making sure, you're shipping these boxes to the hotel and they get there and everything like that. And, if it's great if you could drive because that saves a lot of, manpower and worry about getting all that inventory there. But yeah, I just say that, setting that mood and the vibe that it is a elevated experience and not everybody is getting this chance to shop is definitely something that we look to do. So
is it just you and your partner, Gabe, or do you guys have any other employees or people that are helping you out in this?
As of right now, it's just us. We have, we're able to handle it together. It's not, something that we at this moment are looking to add more employees. We definitely like to, kind of keep it personal between, us two. We obviously have friends that will, take photos or, be part of the experience if we need an extra hand, counting or taking in, payments at these events. So we're always looking to have our friends kind of help out if they want and if they are available to. But for now, it's mostly Gabe and I doing bulk of the work.
Do you guys ever see yourself expanding into a more brick and mortar type of model where you're having a store open? Like, where would it be?
We've talked a lot about this, and we debate, and it changes a lot. I personally would say that I wouldn't be really interested in opening a brick and mortar. That's kind of not really my dream. I don't really want to sit in a mall and sell shoes all day, per se. That's not kind of what I envision my career path to be. And then just with a brick and mortar, you just got to think about all the extra expenses that are coming in. You have to, pay rent and get your lease and keep the store open. And it creates a lot more difficulties and expenses. And then even location wise, you would kind of miss out on a lot of people if you're in the wrong location. And then, it's a lot of risk to run a business. So if it wasn't just Gabe and I, we'd have to, find some trusted employees. And a lot of the times, that'd probably be us there for the start before we, really feel comfortable with other people, running our business and our products and everything like that. So it definitely is a big risk and not something that I see as in our future. But definitely down the line, who knows, it could be an opportunity.
Nice. So are you guys going to Summer League this year? What's your next pop-up event? Like how do you guys plan out your year in terms of strategically, what are you going to do?
We're definitely expecting to be at Summer League in some capacity, whether that be the full-time or, a part, just a couple, maybe a weekend per se. But from there, we're looking at a lot of the NFL training camps. The whole team is together and the whole team is kind of staying in the same area. So that's mainly what we look for is going to areas that, you're going to capture the most amount of customers and you're going to have the highest chance per se to, bring in the most revenue. We don't want to go somewhere that, is only going to have 10, 15 guys. We want the opportunity to, make it reach as many people as possible. So we give ourselves that opportunity. Another one we've talked about is the MLB All-Star Game in Seattle. That would be a pretty ambitious opportunity because we've never done something quite like that with MLB players, and we're not sure how they would how it would go per se, because that is kind of a different market, different demographic than what we're used to. We do have a couple MLB clients, not saying that we don't, but it's definitely something that's different, and they could all be staying at different hotels, different locations. So it's just kind of all that planning that goes into it is finding those best locations and then preparing for it. It's not, we're not just going to show up with out kind of notice. We have to be consistently in communication with guys on that team or guys that we know are going to the event, so that they know that we're coming and they're ready to come shop, and they kind of have that expectation set, and then that they're able to spread the word as well to other people, because we know we can't reach everybody via Instagram. So we have to rely on that word of mouth to really help carry us on to get people that we didn't expect to get.
Nice. So how do you guys stay true to what you're doing in a market that's super oversaturated? And there's a lot of resellers out there. There's a lot of people who call themselves resellers and, try to do this, but you guys have been consistently doing this for the past few years now. How do you guys stay true to what you're doing and have integrity in your business?
Yeah, it's just, I'd say it's just that personal connection. When you're able to form that personal connection with these athletes, and you're able to see, when you deliver a pair of shoes or clothing and see in their eyes like how cool they think these shoes are, you're like, wow, I could never, I'd never want to do this person any wrong, because how much happiness you're providing, just whether it be a pair of shoes that they're going to wear that in their Instagram, and that's something special for them. So I think just having those personal relationships and those connections really make it easy to keep that integrity in your business. And also it's just knowing that this is something that we personally built, and it's our names as well. If a word would spread pretty quick if we were to do someone wrong. So we're always watching out for our own back and stuff like that, and remembering that it's not just the athlete or the client that we're doing wrong, but it's also a potential risk to our business as a whole that we've worked so hard to build up into what it is now. And so I think, that's kind of what we think about when we may be swayed to potentially go a wrong path. It's definitely out there, and it's definitely involved in this game. If these athletes are trusting us to ship their product and send the money before we ship, so it's there's no kind of we have to self-check ourselves all the time.
Okay, so not to get too much in your business, but I'm gonna get a little bit in your business. What's the profit like? What money are you guys making out there? What can you give a ballpark revenue in what you're making?
Ballpark revenue, it's definitely hard to say because we're always reinvesting in it. That's kind of the big thing. We never really see all our revenue at one time because we have to maybe spend another 20, 30K on inventory the second we get it right back in. So it's really hard to put a number on our revenue per se, but we're definitely, as a college student, it definitely has helped me stay afloat, pay rent, do all the things that a normal college student would probably have to get a job or a normal 9-to-5 job where they would have to need assistance with that. So I definitely think it's definitely something I take pride in, is that I'm able to do all this and help myself and help keep myself afloat while not needing to rely on anybody else. And it's also it's hard work too. It's not something that anybody could just pick up and do tomorrow. It takes that years of consistent connection building and going out and getting shoes. Sometimes at night someone buys a pair of shoes and I'm like, all right, now I got to find it and go drive 30, 45 minutes to pick up these shoes when, I don't want to, but at the end of the day, it's something that, I'm blessed to do. And the revenue is not seen today. It'll be seen when all our product is sold and everything is done, and when we finally step away from the business is when we'll know how much we truly made, and that's going to be an exciting day. Looking forward to that.
I'm sure it's going to be a lot, because I heard you just throw out 20, 30K, and that's not light, So I know that you guys are doing well. Where do you guys see yourselves going on? I know we spoke about, the next couple of years in terms of doing pop-ups and things like that. But, you seem to it seems like maybe it will dissolve at one point. Or what are you guys' future in terms of doing this? What do you want to do in the future with your business degree in the future?
Yeah, no, it's definitely, it's so hard to think about, keeping this, not going long term, but like I said, it's not something that I want to stay in a store and be selling shoes in a mall. So I think that's kind of what is holding me back personally. I know it's also risky. It's not something that has years worth of proven track record, like getting a job at a marketing agency or something like that within the sports field. So it's definitely something that I weigh every day. I think right now it's just taking it kind of day by day, looking for where our next pop-up's going to be, looking for next opportunities. And if it gets to a point where I'm like, I want to go all in on this, then I know that I'll have that support. And so that's really a big kind of relief for me, is that whatever I do is going to be supported by my friends and family. And so I think Sorry, I'm not. I feel like I'm not really answering your question. But it's just.
It's okay if you don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely something
you know,
that is, being weighed every day. And if I do want to just get, not say a normal job per se, but go somewhere along with my business degree in the sports industry, or if I want to give my all to this, is something that I weigh every day.
it's no problem.
Yeah.
You're only 23. It's okay. What's the biggest thing that you've learned so far doing this, though? What's your biggest lesson?
Let's see. I definitely would say in failure, the kind of the lesson we've learned out of failure is that you just have to keep building and reinvesting in yourself in the business. If you do take that one step back, that you got to be looking for and willing to put yourself in the place to take two steps forward. I think that's kind of a lot of, you never know till you try. Just kind of being down in Orange County is a great opportunity. And I think a lot of our opportunities have come because, we're not, we're willing to go drive 18 hours where it might not be worth it financially. It was worth it on a relationship basis and worth it for our business in the future. So kind of looking towards that future, putting yourself in a position to succeed is always important. And then another thing is just you have to bet on yourself. You have to be confident in your skills and your abilities and what you have built and created. And we're really proud of that, and we're all really we understand how much hard work has gone into that. So we feel that we always have put ourselves once again in the position to go bet on ourselves and risk it with a pop up with $40,000 worth of inventory to know that we are going to make that back and create an experience that many other people may not have, and that it's going to be worth it in the end.
And what advice do you have for anyone who is in the fashion and sports creative industry?
I definitely would say that you can't be afraid to fail. You have to, in this industry, there's going to be so many things that set you back, and it's happened to us. We've had shipments lost. We've taken losses on items, and you can't be afraid of that, because you have to trust in your hard work and trust that in the end, that hard work is going to shine. So I just say be consistent. If you really have a passion in this, that you got to go all in for it, and just always be looking for that next opportunity and value the connections and the relationships that you made. Because you never know when that, connection and relationship can grow into another opportunity, into something else, just because, you formed that connection in the first place. So I just say, form form connections and relationships, and really just kind of stay consistent, stay true to your values and morals, and, the fashion and sports and sneaker industry is something that you'll find success in, and that's the best thing is everybody can have success. There isn't a cap or a level to your success. Everybody, there's enough skin in the game for everybody to eat. So I think that's another thing that's just so cool within this space, is that there truly is endless opportunities, endless different routes, and paths you could go to find that success.
Nice. I want to ask, before we wrap this up, who is your favorite client? I know they probably like listening, but who is your favorite client that you're like, whatever this guy needs, I'm driving 18 hours, I'm getting whatever he needs, like on the dot, whatever he needs.
Yeah. Let's see. I definitely, I think one of the biggest and the best experiences we've had was Von Miller. He's now with the Bills, and he's very in tune to the fashion industry and like that. He has a huge walk-in closet if you want to go look at it on YouTube. He has a great video, but was able to get in contact with him and meet him, and just the fact that he needed something from us that he couldn't get on his own, or he didn't have a way to get, was really cool. And then once again, it happened to work out. We were able to fly out to Denver when he was still on the Broncos, and have a great game day experience with him and his suite, met all his family and everything like that. So just when you have those opportunities and you take them and it turns into something like that, it's like, wow, this guy really took care of me. So now I feel like whatever he needs, I'm ready to take care of, because he really showed that love to us.
What was the item, if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah, he actually wanted the Adidas foam runners, kind of back when they were more limited and hard to get. So we flew out with every colorway that they had, and he invited us into his house that night, and was able to kind of kick back and watch some college football with him the night before the game. And then, the next day we went to the game and enjoyed the suite and everything. And it was, just something that, an experience that, I'm not sure will ever happen again. So, had to take advantage of it.
Nice. I'm going to play a little game with you, like this or that. You got to pick one though.
All right.
So we're going to go Nike or Adidas.
Oh, I'm a Nike guy till the end.
Okay, cool. I'm going to go Supreme or Stussy.
Ooh, this is a hard one, because they both have they're both two distinct styles. For me personally, I tend to gravitate more towards Stussy because it is a little more laid back and a little more kind of neutral with the colors. I'm not too into the big and crazy stuff. Okay,
Gallery department or Chrome Hearts?
Ooh, I love gallery department. That's the hottest thing out right now. I would say so gallery is definitely kind of has a grip on me right now, but I recognize the history of Chrome Hearts and the legacy it has. So, I appreciate both at the end of the day.
Okay. New Balance or Asics?
Oh, so this is, you would not, guess that we have a lot of people asking for New Balance and Asics because they are so popular. And one of our biggest baseball clients, Marcus Stroman, he's a pretty big creative, and he consistently purchases Asics and New Balances. And I would probably have to lean towards New Balance. What they have with Teddy Santis is going pretty good over there. So yeah, I'd probably have to say New Balance.
Okay, last one. Off-White or Kith?
Oh, definitely. Rest in peace, Virgil, of course.
Of course.
He's definitely influenced a lot of the game into what it is today. So he's definitely goes down as a legend in that sense. And I'd probably have to go Off-White for that. One of my favorite pairs is the Off-White Converse. Kind of that with the striped on the side. I love that pair, so I have to go Off-White.
Nice. Okay. Well, thank you, Jackson, for joining me today. Please tell the people where they can find you, plug your business, and plug yourself as well.
Yeah, of course. You can go find us on Instagram. It's just PinoyPlug, PINOY, and then plug. And then myself, I'm not very active on Instagram, so don't fault me there. But it's Jackson W1114 on Instagram as well. So thank you guys, and once again, thank you for having me on, Alicia. I'm definitely excited to be a part of this SBC experience and podcast.
Nice. We'll see you in Vegas, and thank you guys for listening. We'll be back next time to discuss more in this SBC Alumni edition of the audio experience. Thanks, guys. Well, there you have it. Thank you so much to Jackson for taking some time to speak with us and providing more insight on how his business and clientele has been able to grow in the sports industry. I thought the advice on betting yourself is key in any arena of life. Also, the effort and honor they have shown to their clients, driving 18 hours to deliver a product is insane. But I appreciate the integrity they stand on because it's their name behind it, which I think is something we can all learn from. That'll do it for this week. I'm excited to learn and grow with you all through this audio experience. See you next time.